Hello and welcome to AFD-TV. I'm your host Angie here with Dr. Sam. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
We are going to talk about an issue that's near and dear to my heart. Can you explain to our viewers a little bit about thyroid symptoms and issues?
That's a great question, and actually the best person is we could talk about what happened with you.
Well,
go ahead.
To be perfectly honest with you, in my case, I was 22 years old, extremely active. I had always been a runner, so I was working out constantly. And one morning I woke up just feeling a little lethargic, and 2 weeks later I had put on a bunch of weight, and we couldn't figure out why. I was bloated, I was emotional, I was constantly sleeping. Nothing seemed to work. So we went in, did a blood test with my doctor, and come to find out I had hypothyroidism.
And you've been on Synthroid since?
I have. It's been several years. Been on Synthroid, went through a couple different dosages, and finally we're at a dosage where I'm feeling great. But you can definitely tell there's a difference when the dosage needs to be upgraded, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a common story as far as you start low, go slow. Thyroid, for underactive thyroid, it's unknown why some people get it sooner. In your case, you have family history, and in your case, you had it about 8 years before your mom, but again, it's unknown. Taking a vitamin with thyroid support, generally, iodized salt is always a good thing, even once you've been diagnosed with hypothyroid, just because although you're on the medicine, your thyroid is still working, and you want to keep up your natural production as much as possible, too. So yeah, that's a great story as far as letting our viewers know that anything's possible. Even if you've had normal energy, normal levels for a long time, it can just happen all of a sudden. And even once you are treated, do you generally get your blood tests every 6 months or so?
Just about every 6 months. We go in to make sure everything's working, and the doctor will ask how I've been feeling, if I've been lethargic, but usually, we're right on track.
Yeah, great. I know you see my partner, Rebecca
Yes.
Summers, and which is wonderful. And yeah, and sometimes people wonder why they should even get it checked every 6 months if they're feeling fine. But still, it's better to know ahead of time versus being behind the 8 ball and gaining 25 pounds and not getting out of bed. I mean, nobody wants that, right? And
That's true.
especially when the treatment for it is quite simple, readily available, generic, affordable. It works well. Lowers our risk factors for heart disease, osteoporosis. So it is called the master hormone for a reason.
That's true. Now I know with mine, as we said, mine's hypo, so that means it's slowed down. Now there is hyper.
Correct.
Do you know what are some symptoms people should look out for with hyperthyroidism?
Yeah, and that can even happen when you're even being treated, that things like Graves' disease, some people do fluctuate. So I wish I could just say it's the opposite, that people just start getting hyperactive and losing weight, and sometimes we can get this proptosis with the eyes enlarged. But the reality is that thyroid, again being the master gland, it can have really any symptom, different symptoms for everyone. Bottom line is you just don't feel like you normally do.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Well, I think that's helpful information, not only to myself, but also anybody that suffered from any sort of thyroid issue, or if it's hereditary in your family. So definitely be sure to get that checked out. Again, Dr. Sam, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for watching us today. Be sure to like America's Family's Doctors Facebook page to keep up with our upcoming events and information. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the latest health videos. We hope to see you next time. Have a good day.
The preceding advice provided in this video is informational and strictly the opinions of Dr. Sam Yadrala and AFD Clinics. For a more accurate medical opinion of your personal health, please consult your primary care physician or visit one of AFD's clinics today.